gorgeous Geminis, this is Debs and this is your reading for November 2025. Thank you, Gemini, for being here. It is much appreciated. Now, my gems, Archangel Michael showed me someone carrying a basket of eggs very carefully. It's as if it was their life's work, or it's as if these eggs were priceless. Now, eggs are very fragile and they have very thin shells. So there could be something about a fragile situation, walking on eggshells. When I came out of meditation, Archangel Michael said, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, which basically means, however you look at a situation, no one's going to win, right? You're not going to get the desired result because even though you may achieve something, you're going to have to let something else go so it balances out. This is, for instance, Gemini, you being offered an amazing job in another country. It could be twice the salary you're on now, but by the time you've added up the expense of actually moving over there, setting up a new life, you may as well have been offered a salary at the level that you're on now, because you're going to have to fork out all these expenses to actually take the position, right? 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So Gemini, either you or somebody else has realized that they are not going to be victorious in achieving something, because even if they do manage to achieve something, they're going to have to let something else go, or they're going to have to sacrifice something else. I think this realization is going to come through in November. So whatever this is, gems, should we dive in? This is the divination deck. If you guys want a private reading, if I can pick the cards up, everything is listed down below. The link to my website if you'd like a reading, all the decks, and the link to join the channel is there too. Yeah, Archangel Michael keeps showing me somebody carrying a basket of eggs very carefully. There's also a phrase about you've got to break a few eggs to make an omelette. Gemini, this is about you or somebody else. I'm going to say it's you for argument's sake. This is about you understanding maybe finally that you are going to have to sacrifice something to achieve something else, or to achieve balance, right? 6 of one, half a dozen of the other reminds me of the 6 of Pentacles, equal give and take. All right, guys, let's see what this is all about. Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Geminis? Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, November 2025. I'm hearing someone out there say, I just hope I don't break any eggs before I get to the kitchen to make the omelette. Okay, don't quite know what that means. So, someone out there may know. It may be, Gemini, that you feel that if you have to sacrifice something, it's going to be a situation where you're going to be straight away moving into something fulfilling. All right, if I'm going to have to sacrifice, so be it, but I don't want to hang on and wait for the desired result. You know? How strange. I'm seeing somebody with a camera and they're focusing on something very small, and then they're focusing out again. They're focusing on something small and then out again. It's as if they've been looking at the details, but then they've been trying to look at the bigger picture. Looking at the details, these are the but then let's look at the big picture. Gemini, this has been a challenge for you. Okay. All right, my gems. Oh my goodness. Okay. 3 of Swords. All right. Crossing that gem is the Knight of Swords. Okay, Gemini. This is either you very unhappy in a situation. You might have had an argument with someone. Somebody may be putting pressure on you to balance the situation out. Or this could be a very delicate situation that has been heartbreaking. Okay. In the past, the King of Pentacles. Okay. You could have been dealing with a King of Pentacles, or Gemini, this could be you. Nice and financially stable, very grounded. All right. After that time, Seven of Pentacles. All right, Gemini, you looked at past mistakes. You looked at something you put a lot of time, energy, and effort into, and then realized that it may have been wrong, or it may not have been something that would be practical in the future. You could have berated yourself. God, I spent time, energy, money, effort on this, but what a waste, right? What a waste of time, what a waste of money. I should have done things differently. Okay. In your thoughts now is feeling a sense of disappointment. I was going to say sadness, but Michael stopped me. Disappointment. Disappointment that you thought everyone would be happy, or disappointment that you thought a situation would make you happy, but it hasn't. Or Gemini, you could be thinking of someone who isn't happy with the situation that you created. And maybe you know, Gemini, that you should have done things differently. In the immediate future, oh, Gem, really? Okay, you're thinking about the Seven of Swords. Gems, I've got to be honest, this could either be you thinking that, in the nicest sense, you tried to get away with something, you tried to mold a situation to benefit you. No judgment, guys, we've all been there. And it just backfired badly because somebody found out and somebody was angry and somebody was upset. Or Gem, you may be calling someone out. I can't believe I didn't see this. I can't believe that you did this, you know? In your fears, Seven of Wands. Okay, Gem, you're fearing you're going to have to stand your ground, or you're fearing that someone is going to be defensive. Whoever is in the environment, someone that may want you to make something right, Gemini, or someone that you believe deceived you. The King of Wands. Okay. The King of Wands is taking action. The King of Wands does what he says he's going to do. So someone in the environment, Gemini, is taking action. Okay. In your hopes, Page of Swords. Hoping to have the courage to have a serious conversation with a child. It could be mum and dad are splitting up. Could be something like that. Or Gemini, you're hoping to spy on this person to find a sort of chink in their armor, to find their Achilles heel, because you believe that this person isn't being honest with you. And you're determined to find out what this is all about. And the outcome, Gem, is the Queen of Cups. Gem, as a female, you're either going to be moving back into your heart space, moving back into a place of calm, or you may be having a serious conversation with a water sign queen, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Clarification for you guys, the Four of Wands. You're thinking about your stability. You may be thinking about a property. You could be considering a relationship. You're also thinking, Gemini, about someone who's single, somebody affluent, somebody stable. Okay. Now, whoever is sat in the King of Wands could be a masculine Aries, Leo, Sag, or could even be a feminine sat in her masculine. Whoever this is, their energy. Interesting. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. This is someone who knows that they should balance a situation out, or this is someone who knows, Gemini, that this was an unequal give and take situation. They know it. They know it. They know the truth. The truth is this was an unequal give and take situation. Okay. Underneath the deck we have, oh, guilt, remorse, regret, 5 of Cups. Somebody's not happy. Could be you. Queen of Swords, Gem. This is your energy, guys. This is a no-nonsense queen. This is you wanting to stand up for yourself. And what you're talking about is either a one-night stand, an affair, or you're saying to somebody, I want a passionate new start. As in, I'm not happy in this situation, I'm heartbroken, I'm angry. This is basically you saying, I want to leave. I want to go. Okay. All right, guys. Are you ready? All right. Gemini, you seem to feel heartbroken. You are angry here. I think you're calling out this King of Wands. Who knows this has been unbalanced for a very long time. He knows the truth. He possibly realizes, Gemini, that you're about to end it with him. I think, Gemini, what you're hoping to achieve is stability, maybe a property to be awarded to you, so you can sit in a financially stable situation in the 9 of Pentacles, single woman. So let's get into this and see what this is all about. You're angry. You're saying to somebody, possibly this King of Wands, I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken. Okay. Yeah. So, Gem, you're in a relationship which has been financially very stable, but you may feel as if there's been no love, no affection, no attention from this King of Wands. He might have provided for you, or it may have been a nice lifestyle, but this is a king who may not have shown you attention, love, affection, that sort of thing. What are you thinking about here? The Empress. Wow. Okay, Gem. You're thinking about another woman who could be a Taurian or a Libra. Or you may be thinking about a woman that you found out is pregnant. Wow. Is it going to be one of these readings? 7 of Cups. You've been sat feeling very emotionally confused, Gem. Either about a Sagittarian, or you felt very confused, but you have just been coasting. This, for instance, Gem, could be you thinking you're pretty sure your person's cheating on you, right? But you just stayed in the relationship because it was stable. Now, what may be coming to light is your King of Wands possibly breadcrumbed you, because the truth was he got involved with an Empress who may or may not be pregnant by him. What are you deciding to do here? You're walking away. It's as if, okay, I've had enough. I thought my person was cheating. Now, wow, not only did I find out that he definitely was cheating, but he got somebody pregnant. Wow, Gem, big reading. In the past, my gems, we have the King of Pentacles. We got the King of Pentacles. And we have the Hangman. You may have felt, Gemini, that you sacrificed quite a lot in the relationship with your King of Pentacles because he was permanently at work. He was married to his career. He didn't spend any time with you. He might have provided for you, but that was about it. The Hermit. You might have felt on your own. You may have felt upset in the situation. And you may have talked to your King of Wands about moving. I don't like the fact that you work so far away from me. I think I should move closer to you. We ought to buy a property closer to your work because you missed him. So that was discussed. And then what happened? Nothing happened. It could be you couldn't move because you had children in school or something like that. Nothing happened except an argument. Nothing happened except an argument, and you looked at past mistakes. Maybe thinking about the fact that you married this man, but you never had a full life with him because he was always away working. You weren't happy in a relationship, right? You didn't really know what he was up to when he may have had to work long hours, right? You might always have been curious as to whether or not he was faithful to you. You always sat in a bit of fear. I don't know if I can trust him, right? Yeah. But you were sat on the Ten of Pentacles. So Gemini, you stayed. You stayed because this was financially stable for you. What you're thinking about now is, I don't want any apology. It's just too much for me to accept. Not only did I get proof that my emperor cheated on me, but you may have found out that this woman is pregnant. It's as if, okay, enough, it's done. Enough, it's done. What's on your mind? Six of Wands. It may be your partner met this person at work. It might be what you're thinking about is he sat in ego. He loved the attention. Leo energy. He wanted to be indulged. Nine of Cups. This is you just feeling all screwed up and angry, Gem, to be honest. Yeah. What you're thinking about is he sabotaged our relationship by being overindulgent because he was married to his career, because he cheated on me, and I've had enough. So your fears may have been realized, Gemini, and I think you're walking away from Temperance. I think you're walking away because you just can't handle this. This is way too much for you to cope with. In the immediate future, we have the Seven of Swords, which is interesting because that is normally your energy, but I'm taking that as you thinking about your King of Wands deceiving you, okay? But take it as it resonates. And we have your King of Wands. I think this King of Wands knows he's breadcrumbed you for a long time, and he knows that you found out the truth, or he's told you the truth. I'm sorry, I had an affair. Not only that, this woman is pregnant. I think, Gemini, you're simply calling him out. You're simply saying, I was nervous this would happen. I was fearful that this would happen, and it's happened. You deceived me, right? Archangel Michael, when do we have the Seven of Swords and the King of Wands for Gemini? Thank you, Michael. Okay, he's talking about the 17th and the 21st of October. There might have been a showdown. There might have been an argument. I'm also hearing the words, still waters run deep. You might have realized that there was a lot that went on that you had no idea about relating to your King of Wands. It might all come out. There may be a lot more to this, okay? I'm hearing the 9th of January. Strange date, the 9th of Jan, okay? Couple of months. Let's have a look at your King of Wands. What is your King of Wands saying to you? Oops. God. Gemini, he's going to be blatantly honest. Yes, I'm sorry, Gemini. I did juggle you with somebody else. I'm sorry. I did. What else is he going to say? Okay. It might feel like a bit of a slap in the face, Gem. What he's going to say is, I'm sorry, I cheated on you. Yes, I did. But I'm sorry, I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm sorry, Gem. I'm leaving you, right? I'm sorry, I'm in love. What he's going to say to you is, I did care about you. I did love you at some point, but I'm leaving. But I'm leaving. 9 of Swords. I've been having sleepless nights. I didn't know how or when to tell you. I didn't know how or when to tell you because I was afraid of facing Judgment Day. Judgment. I think he's also saying, Gemini, he knew that once he told you the truth, or once the truth came out, he would need to make a serious decision to end the relationship. What else is he going to say? I'm sorry, Jan. What he's saying is he's made a judgment call to move forward with this new person into a full-blown relationship. He's taking charge. He wants to marry this Empress. Okay, Gemini, you're there as a Queen of Swords. We have Empress, Emperor. So I think, Gemini, that this guy may have met his true divine feminine and it happened very quickly. Or this guy and this Empress met, your Emperor and the Empress met, and everything happened very quickly. She fell pregnant, and he's basically saying to you, I'm sorry, but I did cheat on you. I fell in love with this woman. I want a new relationship with this woman, and I'm ready to make a decision. I'm ready to talk to you about this because I want a divorce. It seems a bit cold, Gemini, but there we go. What are you saying to this Emperor? Page of Cups. You're going to talk about the fact that you felt deceived primarily, not because he had a fling, but because he made this woman pregnant. Eight of Swords. You may say to this Emperor, I've been in my head about this for the longest time. I knew something was up. I knew you were doing something behind the scenes. Four of Pentacles. You're going to say to him, Gemini, that obviously that's the reason why he held back from you. Or maybe even, Gemini, that's the reason why he's pulled back from being generous with you financially recently, because he was saving for a new life with this Empress. What are you going to say? What else, Gem? Wow, guys. The Fool. You may say to him, I think what you're doing is foolish. You may say to him, you haven't known this woman very long. You don't know anything about her. It's almost as if you're talking to him, Gem, as if he's a friend of yours rather than, say, your husband. You're almost counselling him. I think this would be a mistake, says Gemini to her husband. I don't think you should move forward with this Empress. I think you're going to regret it. What else are you going to say to him? Gemini, you're trying to persuade him to hold back from committing to this woman because you're telling him it would be risky. Well, okay, you're in love with this empress. You've met this empress. Okay, you're telling me you want a divorce. You're telling me you want to be with her. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think you know this woman that well. I think you might turn around and realize it's a mistake. I would hang on if I were you. It's such a weird conversation between you and your husband. You're almost, as I said, giving him advice as his wife. Yes, I don't think you should be with this lover. Not a good idea. Yeah, don't think so. Why are you saying that? It's so weird, the way it's coming through. Okay, because Gemini, you're burdened. You're burdened. What is going through your mind? The High Priestess. You're not telling him the truth. The truth is you're stressed out. I mean, obviously you're heartbroken. Obviously you're stressed out because this emperor has told you he's in love. He wants to be with this empress. I'm sorry. I think we should divorce. Why are you stressed out in particular, though? It's a weird energy. Okay, Gemini. Oh, this is a challenge, guys, and I'm sorry to say this. What you're not saying, Gemini, is that you've lived a very comfortable life, 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, with your Emperor. I think, Gemini, and not many women would accept this, I know, but I think, Gemini, what you're thinking about is you would almost prefer to remain in a loveless marriage because it is financially very, very stable. Your Emperor may earn a lot of money. You may live in a beautiful home. It's almost as if you're trying to counsel your Emperor not to go through divorce, not because you love him, Gem, but because you're afraid of going from the 10 of Pentacles to the 5 of Pentacles. But Gemini, I've got to be honest, guys, even though you're heartbroken because he deceived you, I don't think you're still in love with him. I don't. I think it may have been a very convenient relationship. Yes, you know, he could have put your nose out of joint knowing that he cheated on you, but I don't see any love lost between the two of you. Maybe you lost love for him, Gemini, because you two hardly ever saw each other. He was permanently at work, right? But he might have given you a very good life. 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. So you're suggesting that you don't rush into divorce because you're trying to manifest staying stable financially. And I don't blame you. And you're trying to manifest having an affair yourself. Okay, this gets deeper. Gemini, what you plan on doing is saying to your Emperor, look, okay, you love this woman. All right, you cheated. Okay, she's pregnant. Oh, God. All right, well, I still don't think we should move straight into divorce. I know you want to be with this Empress. I know that this is the woman you want to be with. Okay, I accept that. But I don't think we should rush into divorce. You're basically lulling him into a bit of a false sense of security, if I'm honest. You're making him think as if you're okay with divorce, but why rush into it? What's the point, right? Just before Christmas, we don't need to talk about divorce yet. All right, you're in love with somebody else, I accept it. What you're not telling him, Gemini, is you want time. You want time to pull him back in towards you, maybe by you becoming more seductive with him. seducing your husband back again, looking really beautiful, wandering around the house with not very much on, that sort of thing, making him want you again. Or you may quietly want your own back, and you may want your emperor to watch you having an affair on him, hoping that if he sees that, he's going to get jealous and pull you back towards him. Forget about this empress, forget about getting divorced. You're hoping maybe that if you can get him to feel jealous, this marriage may continue. What is the energy between you? Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. Both of you may be fully aware that this is a relationship based on financial stability. I think your emperor wants to work on a divorce, to break free, okay, to be with the empress. And I think, Gemini, as the Queen of Swords, you are hoping to have time to work on an affair with somebody else to make your emperor jealous, so you don't have to sit in the 5 of Pentacles as a single woman who's divorced. And I know that's blunt, guys. It may just be for 1 or 2 of you, and it could be completely switched. Disclaimer. But that's what I see. So, in your hopes, you're hoping to, Page of Swords, do a bit of spying, see who this empress is, check out what she looks like, check out where she lives. You're going to try and get some information. And then, Gemini, to end the reading, we have the Queen of Cups. So tell me about the Queen of Cups, Archangel Michael. The World. Gemini. Everything's going to backfire on your plan, but, Gem, you are going to be very pleased about the results, because I think you may go online. I think you may date a few people. What is going to be shocking you, Gemini, is in the desire to make your emperor jealous by you having a fling with someone, you're actually going to fall in love with another guy. That's going to be the shocker. That's going to be the shocker, Gem. You're not going to expect this. This is you thinking, I'm just going to have a fun little fling, very seductive, let's have some fun with another guy. I'm going to make it really clear to my emperor that because he cheated on me, I'm entitled to have an affair. But Gemini, what you're not expecting is that the guy you may choose to have a little fling with, you're going to fall for big time. And what you're going to do is put an end to feeling betrayed by your emperor, because this is you genuinely falling for a lover that you're going to choose to try and make your emperor jealous. Tell us about this lover. Yeah. Gemini, this is your true partner. You're the Queen of Swords. This guy is a King of Swords. True partner. It's going to shock the hell out of you. You're not going to expect this. But you are going to fall in love with a King of Swords. And what you're going to find yourself doing is feeling as if you've got justice. Finally, you are loved by someone who genuinely appreciates you. Finally, you can get your life in balance. And what you're going to find yourself doing is getting divorced. Happily getting divorced. Because if you divorce, it means that in the future you can marry the person that I think was always meant for you, the King of Swords. So Gemini, there's going to be a massive change in the situation. Yes, the Death card. You're going to end your relationship, but Gemini, it's going to transform your life. Because you're going to go from a woman who feels angry that your emperor cheated on her and got someone pregnant, possibly, to a woman who meets someone, falls in love out of the blue, and ends up realizing that she wants to divorce because she's in love with another guy. She doesn't want to make her emperor jealous anymore because she's met her true counterpart too. Yeah, Gemini. It's going to shock you guys. Wheel of Destiny. And you may well look back and think, you know what? This was actually all supposed to work out this way. You're going to let your emperor divorce you, Gemini, so he can be with his empress, true pair. He might have met his true divine feminine, whilst you, Gemini, are going to be awarded the house, Four of Wands. You're going to be single, financially very stable, but I think you're going to move very quickly into a relationship with a man who you're going to have a fling with, who could very well be a fellow air sign. An Aquarius, Libra, Gemini like yourself. That is going to be the shocker. So the whole thing is actually going to work out. Any thoughts of you trying to make your emperor jealous, Gem, is going to go out the window because you're going to genuinely fall in love with this King of Swords. You're going to put an end to feeling betrayed. You're going to feel you got justice because your whole life will change, because you're going to be moving into a beautiful new situation with a person that you were always supposed to be with. Yeah. So how is this going to end? Chariot. Okay. So Gemini, you and your emperor are going to move forward quite speedily into divorce because both of you really want this relationship to end legally. So you can be with your King of Swords and he can be with his Empress. Wow, Gemini. Wow, guys. And you may be collaborating together, you and your emperor. You may be just going through the paperwork, right? You two are going to ensure this goes smoothly. You're going to agree to the settlement very quickly. And Gemini, you may have a rather emotional conversation with your emperor when the divorce is finalized. And there may be talk of forgiveness. But I think you're simply going to wish each other well, Gem, and move forward into beautiful new relationships, right? And you're both going to be incredibly happy. Goodness me. Gemini. So guys, an interesting read. Do let me know if this is your story. I'm leaving it there. Take care of you. And of course, I will be back before you know it with your next set of readings. See you soon, Gem. Bye now.